Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. If you have a news topic or event that you would like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 970-677-4119. Today's show runs Monday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is July 15th, 2019, and now the news at noon. Reported by the Durango Herald with a file photo. Firefighters with the San Juan National Forest are trying to reach two small lightning-sparked fires, each less than 1/10 of an acre, burning on Missionary Ridge on Sunday afternoon. Chris Tipton, Fire Management Officer with the Columbine District of the San Juan National Forest, said as soon as firefighters reach the two blazes, they will determine whether to suppress them or allow them to burn for ecological benefits to the forest. Both burns were started by lightning strikes on Saturday and are smoldering and burning with low intensity, he said. The decision to allow naturally caused fires to burn is made individually for each fire, depending on the risk the fire poses to the safety of humans, nearby inhabited structures, critical infrastructure, private property, and other areas and property of social, cultural, and economic value, Tipton said. One of the two fires is burning in the Red Creek area, the other is burning near Baldy Mountain near the Missionary Ridge Towers. The blaze in the Red Creek area is burning within the Missionary Ridge fire burn scar, and the fire near Baldy Mountain is just south of that burn scar. Smoke from the Baldy Mountain fire is visible from Edgemont Ranch. And DCTV reported last Friday 3 small fires erupted from lightning strikes southwest of Dove Creek on Squaw Point. Dove Creek Volunteer Fire Department quickly arrived on the scene to take down the fires along the edge of a wheat field. Photo is by Waylon Nielsen, who said the department continued to check and monitor that area the following day to assure there was no smoldering fire that could reignite or no new sources had popped up in that area. And reported in the Dove Creek Press by Mary Randolph, director of the Dolores County Public Health Department. A reminder that effective as of July 1st, 2019, vaping is prohibited indoors in most public spaces. The new law aligns smoking and vaping by adding vaping to the Colorado Clean Indoor Air Act, which already prohibited smoking indoors in most public places. The change comes as Colorado high school students are found to vape twice as much as the national average. Evidence shows that strong smoke-free policies reduce the likelihood that young people will start smoking. The new law also increases the distance from public entrances where people can smoke or vape from 15 to 25 feet. Studies show to completely avoid exposing others to secondhand smoke in an outdoor area, a person who is smoking may have to move as far away as 25 feet. According to statewide surveys, outside the doorway to a building is the most common place Coloradans report, quote, having to put up with secondhand smoke. Quote, we all deserve clean air to breathe without having to worry about secondhand smoke or breathing in vape chemicals. It makes sense to align the law for e-cigarettes with traditional cigarettes, said Mary Randolph, director of Dolores County Public Health. The new law will help protect customers and service industry employees at restaurants and bars, for example, from the cancer-causing chemicals, heavy metals, and nicotine that are in the vapor that comes from vape devices. And reported in the journal Erica Alvaro Photo, the city of Cortez is considering an ordinance to allow businesses to produce and sell edible marijuana products. The issue arose at a recent city council work session after Oliver Scott Tomlin, chief operations officer at the Herbal Alternative, presented new products he hopes to incorporate into his business. Cortez council and staff members debated the value of marijuana business needs versus city liability concerns. Scott Tomlin said that his marijuana dispensary looks to branch out into new products such as popcorn and baked goods. Quote, what we would like to do is start to produce our own products, Scott Tomlin said. We're not asking the city to allow us to do extractions and produce oils and things like that. We just want to combine oil and product to make things like popcorn, some baked goods, and things like that. However, City Attorney Mike Green and Melissa Matthews, a county environmental health specialist, had some concerns about putting in place a mechanism to inspect the new food products. Inspections are regulated under the Colorado Department of Revenue. At the meeting, Green said that much depends on what businesses expect to do. The types and quantities of food products would affect a prospective ordinance, especially in terms of building code rules. Quote, "It's going to be process determined," he said. "Putting oil on popcorn is different than baking. Currently, the city doesn't have an appropriate license class for this situation," Green said. And with the updated land use code still being finalized, Green said that he doesn't anticipate any regulatory ordinance getting passed until October or November. Scott Tomlin said he was fine with that timeline. Enforcement would pose another difficulty because a police officer would need to be trained to inspect the sites. Cortez Police Chief Roy Lane, who was present at the work session, said Officer Noah Herman has been working in marijuana enforcement for the past 3 months and could be trained in inspections. Councilman Orly Lucero was concerned about liability. Quote, "I hate to see the city be responsible for the inspections," he said. The council ultimately asked Green to continue researching and reach out to nearby municipalities that have passed ordinances. Quote, "We want to be able to let the industry keep up with what the trends are so that we don't lose business to Durango, to Grand Junction," Councilwoman Jill Carlson said. And now, let's take a look at the weather. Today's weather includes the possibility for isolated showers and thunderstorms after 1 p.m., sitting at around 20% chance for our area. Mostly sunny skies with a high near 88 degrees, with south winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming west by the afternoon. Lightning and gusty winds will be the main threats this week. Elevated fire danger is expected through the week as dry and breezy afternoons set up in the lower valleys. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 61 degrees. West winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming east after midnight. We continue to heat up through the week, with Tuesday expected to be sunny at a high near 90 degrees. The east-southeast winds at 5 to 15 miles an hour become southwest in the afternoon, and winds again could gust as high as 30 miles an hour tomorrow. And then Tuesday night, partly cloudy with a low around 60. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour becoming southeast in the evening. Again, those winds could gust as high as 20 miles an hour. And still hot and windy for Wednesday. Sunny with a high near 86 degrees. West-southwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour with gusts to 25 miles an hour. Wednesday night, mostly clear with a low around 57. And Thursday, sunny with a high near 87 degrees. Thursday night, mostly clear with a low around 57. Friday, sunny with a high near 87. Friday night, mostly clear and a low around 58 degrees. And headed into the weekend, again looking like full-on summertime. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 86 degrees. Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low around 57. And now, back to the news. From the Journal, AP report with a photo KRQE. New Mexico's Attorney General wants to change a law that allowed billionaire businessman Jeffrey Epstein to avoid registering as a sex offender in the state, where authorities say they are interviewing possible victims that visited his sprawling, secluded ranch just south of Santa Fe. Attorney General Hector Balderas said Friday he will renew this push for legislation that would require anyone with a sex trafficking conviction to register as a sex offender in New Mexico. Similar legislation to expand the statute for the sex offender registry died in the last legislative session without receiving a hearing. Balderas' decision comes as New Mexico's laws face deepening scrutiny for allowing Epstein to avoid having to register as a sex offender. Quote, "New Mexico continues to lag behind the rest of the country in strengthening outdated and weak laws that fail to protect our children from abuse," Balderas said in an emailed statement to the Associated Press. "This is a huge black eye for our state." In 2008, Epstein pleaded guilty in Florida to soliciting a minor for prostitution under agreement that required him to spend 13 months in jail and register as a sex offender. The agreement has been widely criticized for ending a federal sex abuse investigation at the time that could have landed him behind bars for life. Labor Secretary Alexander Acosta said on Friday he's stepping down amid the tumult over his handling of a 2008 secret plea deal with Epstein. Acosta was the U.S. attorney in Miami when he oversaw the non-prosecution agreement. The indictment filed in New York last week accuses Epstein of paying underage girls hundreds of dollars in cash for massages and they're molesting them at his homes in both Palm Beach, Florida and New York from 2002 through 2005. The charges carry the potential for up to 45 years in prison. Matt Baca, the New Mexico Attorney General's spokesman, said state authorities were interviewing people who allege that they were abused at Epstein's ranch and plan to provide additional evidence to federal authorities. The office also has been in contact with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, where Epstein was jailed on new federal charges that are similar to those in the 2008 case. Epstein has not faced criminal charges in New Mexico, but was accused in a 2015 court filing in Florida of sexually abusing a 15-year-old girl at several locations, including New Mexico. Known as the Zorro Ranch, Epstein's property in Stanley covers thousands of acres. At the center of the rural swath of high desert sits a massive million-dollar home. Aerial images of the property show an airplane hangar and landing strip. Closer to the east edge of the property, several structures that appear to serve as small homes and horse stables stand in public view. Records show Epstein purchased the ranch, valued by county officials at over $12 million, from the family of former Governor Bruce King. His son, Gary King, was the state attorney general from 2007 to 2015. And from the Journal, with a photo by Darren Oswald, the Trump administration will not pursue lethal measures such as euthanasia or selling horses for slaughter to deal with what officials say is an ecological and physical crisis caused by too many wild horses on rangelands in the U.S. West, an official said on last Thursday. U.S. Bureau of Land Management Acting Director Casey Hammond told the Wild Horse and Burro Advisory Board that those options are not on the table. Quote, "It's not an option that's being discussed," Hammond said. "I don't think it's anything the president would be supportive of, so it's not part of the calculation that we're making." The agency is preparing a report requested by Congress on potential solutions for the wild horse problem. Federal officials say the nearly 90,000 wild horses in 10 western states are more than 3 times appropriate levels. Officials estimate that up to 18,000 foals are born each year. Another 50,000 wild horses are being held in corrals at a cost of $50 million annually, which is more than half of the Bureau of Land Management's budget for its Wild Horse and Burro program. The 6-member panel agreed that killing wild horses to control the population wasn't something they were interested in doing, but also cited the ecological destruction to rangelands and the potential for wild horses held in corrals to exceed 100,000 if current policies continue. Quote, "Our window for being able to act and not have to go there, to euthanasia, by force at some point, regardless of what our interests are closing," said board member Celeste Carlisle. Hammond agreed that the wild horse and burro problem was approaching a critical juncture. Potential solutions that have been considered include new sterilization methods, aggressive adoption efforts, and holding more horses in corrals. The federal government became responsible for managing wild horses and burros following passage of the Wild and Free-Roaming Horse and Burro Act of 1971, amid concerns of inhumane treatment of wild horses and the possibility that they might be wiped out. Wild horses were rounded up and sent to slaughterhouses during much of the last century, often for dog food. Currently, Congress prohibits the sale of wild horses for slaughter, and only sick or injured horses are euthanized. As a result, herds have rebounded. Wild horses are generally viewed as iconic symbols of the West, but officials say they have few predators and quickly overpopulate what rangelands can support. Officials also say they consume food on rangelands used for raising cattle and can cause problems for native wildlife, including threatened and endangered species, and have the potential to contribute to wildfire and invasive species problems. Hammond also said rangeland dominated by wild horses violates the BLM's mandate to be a multiple use agency under the 1976 Federal Land Policy and Management Act. Most wild horse herds roam on BLM lands. Other activities on those lands include such things as hunting for big game, mountain biking, raising livestock, and mining. The advisory board meeting in Boise is tasked with making recommendations to the BLM and U.S. Forest Service regarding management of wild horses and burros, which the federal agencies can accept or reject. And finally, today's High Canyon Country happenings. This Friday, July 19th, enjoy a delicious Cajun boil at the State Line Bar and Grill. It's that time again, starting at 5 p.m. for the Cajun boil, which includes crawfish, crab legs, shrimp, corn, and potatoes, all for $28.99 in original Louisiana spices. You can order off the regular menu as well and enjoy music, hopefully on the patio, weather permitting, which starts at 6 p.m. That's DJ Plus Ultra and Bunnyhead. They will be entertaining the crowd, so if you were looking for a little dancing after dinner, be sure to save the date. And the State Line's free shuttle will be available. Call them for more information at 970-677-2649. Dolores County Transfer Station Waste Tire Event will be held this Saturday, July 20th, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The type of waste tires that shall be collected for this event include passenger tires up to 19.5 inches with no rims, light truck tires, no rims, ATV tires, no rims, semi-large skid tires with no rims and the limited number accepted in that category. No contamination, dirt, etc. should be present in any collected waste tire. Tires with contamination will be rejected. This collection event is allowed to take up to 1,300 total tires. It's a first-come, first-served basis, and that will apply until the collection amount has been reached. No more than 9 waste tires are allowed per vehicle to be dropped off as waste tires per trip. And July 18th in Ignacio, join the Colorado Small Business Development Center network in creating new business opportunities across Colorado for their 10th annual Women's Small Business Conference. The day will feature breakout sessions, one-on-one consulting, networking, and an engaging keynote speaker. For more details, go online to sbdcfortlewis.org. And all of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with our YouTube channel, on-demand replays, weather, notices, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, you can contact us by email. It's dcbnnews@gmail.com, or you can call the station at 970-677-4119. Thank you for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available on demand online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page. Please like us there and share it with a friend. This has been a production of DCTV for the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, USA. I'm Kendra Cook. Thank you for watching.